Hello friends, welcome to my channel Testing Talks Latest. Today I am going to explain how to build automation framework from scratch. I am going to explain page object model in this tutorial. Subscribe my channel for the latest testing tutorials and interview questions. Building framework from scratch is one of the important tasks to run any automation. So for that I am going to create one project, that is Java project. So giving the name as Selenium project. You can give any name based on your project name. I already installed TestNG for this Eclipse and also downloaded Selenium jars. You can download Selenium jars as needed, and I already created a video on how to install Selenium and download related files in a video, and that video link I am providing in notes. You can use that video to download Selenium and related jars and related files, so that it will be helpful to create automation repository. So now I am going to create a project structure. We need not this module info. This is for Java project, so I am going to delete module info.java. So for automation project we needed pages and tests. These two folders are mandatory in page object model, and we can have additional folders such as test data and utilities. Such kind utilities can be used to create some methods related to our framework. So some common functions we need to separate from tests and pages. Those functions will be placed under utilities. So I am going to create a folder utilities also, and additional folder such as test data. So now you can create the project structure. I am creating test one folder and pages another folder. Another folder for utilities. This can be used to place common functions. We can call one more package for test data. Resources we can create. Under that resources we can place test data. So we can call any kind of test data such as XML or Excel in this package. Now we need to include TestNG for our project, so that I am converting this project into TestNG project. We need to have class name in this testng.xml suite. So for that I am going to create classes. Under this class, to specify the name of the class to run. Here our test class will be placed. Now under test I am going to create login test class. And login page class will be used to call the pages. So we'll have separate pages class and test class. So test class will call pages and related methods need to be run from that page class. So we'll have divided pages and tests separately. I am creating login page as a class under pages. So we can call login page from login test, and I am going to create test using a test annotation, public void login. Let we import our test. Before that we need to add test.ng library. Yeah, it is added. Now we can import a test. And we need to add Selenium packages to our project so that we can use build path, config build path, and click on the libraries, click on the class path and add external jars. I already downloaded SeleniumJava jar, so we can download all the client libraries for this. So apply and close. Now I'll create a base class to import and using inheritance I am going to inherit the methods from base class. Base class will have the setup and other related methods which will be run before the class is running. So I am going to create base class. Okay, so at before shoot this class will run. And this class will have the method setup, and WebDriver will be initiated through this base class. Importing the WebDriver and initiating driver as Chrome driver. And I have latest version Selenium 4 above for this setup. So we need not to import system.setProperty. So older versions need to import system.setProperty and driver, Chrome driver for that. So that setup need to be done if you are using versions lesser than 4. And I have created a setup and initiated new Chrome driver for the driver, and let we inherit this base class into our login test class. So we can use extends to inherit base class. Yeah, we are able to inherit the base class, and I am going to define WebDriver in this login test. WebDriver equal to null, and import WebDriver. Now within the test I am going to call setup. So I already used base as inherited class. We can use our setup method in this. Since we already inherited base class, let we directly call our setup method in constructor. So I am going to return WebDriver from setup. Now I am calling login test constructor and setting the driver. And we are going to create a test public void login, and here I am going to create a page which is called from the pages. So I will create login page, under pages. So we already created, so we can call this login page So by initiation I am going to call login page, and we need to import login page, and I am going to pass driver so that we can initiate login page with the driver, and we are going to call the methods from login page, and I'm going to write the name of the function as navigate. So I'm calling driver. Let me create a constructor here. WebDriver we are passing. Let me import WebDriver, and we'll define WebDriver with the name as driver. And driver I can associate this driver. So now I am able to call the driver. So I am going to create one more method, public void navigate. This method will run from here with the link to navigate. I am going to give the name of the URL http www.google.com. We can modify it to HTTPS because Google is the secured website. So from this framework I am initiated setup and created login page and navigated to google.com, and we can write relevant methods like driver dot find element by id to call the related elements. So and define that elements, and we can do the operations such as key click or send keys, anything we can do for this framework. So this is the way we can create the methods in page object model, and we can use page factory too in this page object model for running. And once we created methods, we can run those methods from testng.xml. So now I have to run login test from test. We can also create the utilities and add the test data and integrate to our framework. So creating utilities like creating a class like such as custom methods and add that class in the utilities, and test data like Excel sheet you can add and create custom methods, and we can integrate with our framework. And as per the framework, we can also integrate other pages. Here we need some change. It is this dot driver equal to driver. So let me execute our script and see how it is executed. Yeah, our script is started and google.com is open. So this is the way we can create our framework and create supporting packages, and we can utilize it to run the script. Okay, thanks friends. Thanks for your support. Subscribe my channel for the latest testing, interviews and tutorials. Thank you.